Well, Murray, all of you, thank you for inviting me. It was really a nice time to be here over the last 5 months almost. I usually don't teach for undergraduates, so that was an additional experience for me. I found the students here very thoughtful and workful and bright undergraduate students. I was a little bit afraid when I started out, but it ended quite well last Sunday. I was able to hand out the grades. And the graduate seminar was also fun for me. It was run right here at the Gross Hall. So for being here and having been invited, I came here first time in 2014 for a geopolitics of energy seminar. So it was very nice of the Center for Latin American Studies and Caribbean to invite me to come back. And the two courses, I designed them to combine, which I've been here only for 2 days before. So I decided, what can I propose to do the combining energy with the Center for Latin American Caribbean Studies. So I proposed this course on energy and society, where I was able to go through from thermodynamics of non-equilibrium, Big Bang, to creation of life, evolution, farmers and gatherers and hunters, how energy appropriation was essential as a problem and as a solution, how we out of need became farmers, and then as more recently urban and industrial revolution, and come to the days of today with all issues that are around here that allows us to become about 7 billion people. And the other course on geopolitics of oil, of course, is much more from my experience as a director of Petrobras, where we found the pre-salt resources, the largest resources found over the last decade. Even though now, as you probably know, Brazil is in a big critical situation, large part because of Petrobras, of the resources and of the electric system, which was run by the president, who is going to be ousted probably tomorrow. So I'm here quite happily. Nice time, cool time at Duke, where they are fighting down there. I should take too much time in introduction. Actually, I had the help of Professor Dalia. I had to reformat my computer. I had no slides, so I was only talking. Finally, I was able to recover the presentation I did last week with people at Nicholas. So I'm going to use some slides to show what our institute is, a little bit about USP, and then so because I saw several interesting presentations here, maybe other issues which I'm not dealing with, maybe also of interest for collaboration. That's why some of the issues of our institute and of university may be of use for other future ideas. The main idea I'm going to present you is related in part to the undergraduate course. What we did as their continuing, ongoing homework and term paper was an assessment of the energy situation on 27 Latin American countries. We were able to do it because I had previously done a work with our institute, with Fundación Bariloche of Argentina, did a 2-year-long work for OLADE, which is the Latin American Energy Organization. It's an international organization comprised by all countries of America except Canada and US. It collects data, makes analysis, assessments. They have data since the 70s until today, till last year at least. And with other organizations like the American States Organization, the Latin American Development Bank, CAF, they funded us to do an assessment, which we did, looking at all of what happened from 90s to 2009. What students did here, small part of the report, they did an update. And from that, I took the main idea, which I've been proposing since I came. Maybe, since Duke wants to internationalize, maybe energy and environment and social issues may be paramount to it. And maybe that Latin America should be the first thing for a university like Duke, when looking at energy, society, and environment, should look at. Then next step, maybe go to Africa. Of course, what I'm proposing here is much more related to energy assessment, energy poverty, energy coverage, energy environment and things. But there are also huge amount of technological and management issues associated to it. So I hand out the proposal. It's a draft which I wrote this morning to distribute to you with one simple idea. This simple idea here, maybe you can distribute it. It's only worthwhile reading the first page, if at once, because the rest is much more an outline of what we did in the past. And of this outline of the 7 reports we did with Fundação Bariloche, USP, for OLADE, and those other international organizations, there are ideas that can serve as a brainstorming on what issues we have experience in dealing with. And maybe idea behind this is this. We called it here as an Energy in the Americas Observatory, a working group on energy, society, and environment in the Americas. So maybe you can look at the data in Duke and USP. We have a permanent group there of 3 people that would be available to do it, staff plus professors. We can maybe do a joint steering committee here, having professors, graduate, undergraduate students, having access to this data. Maybe based, having this as a discussion of what we did in the 7 reports, choose some topics that may be of major interest, and start having every year or every 2 years an annual or biannual report, Duke, USP, and maybe other universities, assessment to be handed out. Additionally, we could pick out every year or so some specific topics. For example, introduction of intermittent sources like photovoltaic wind, impacts of large hydropower plants, or maybe the issue shale gas, shale oil. We have a group working there. And energy and health. I saw a seminar of them last week. If you look at the data for Latin America, still large amount of population does not have access to sufficient energy and energy with quality. And a huge amount of respiratory problems for those countries, for a significant portion of the population comes from respiratory diseases because of bad quality fuels, for example. I'm just handing out some ideas which may be of interest for you, which are written down here. So that's why I gave you out this. We will provide you with the full reports. Unfortunately, only the executive summary, and a part of it is in English. The remaining is all in Spanish, which is the major language down there. But if you look at the graphs, you can have an idea, those who are not, what has been done. And of course, that's only an idea. It's an outline to provide ideas for a brainstorming on what I think we can do together. University of São Paulo, Institute for Energy and Environment, and Duke University. Well, now I will talk a little bit about the Institute. I have some slides. I'm not going to go through all of them. The University of São Paulo is the largest public university in Brazil, and has the best ranking in all over Ibero-America. That includes Spain, Portugal, and all Latin American countries. So it's pretty large today. We have about 6,000 faculty, about 80,000 graduate and undergraduate students. We have 53 schools, 2 schools of medicine, 3 schools of engineering, 2 of management economics, 2 of several other. And our institute is a different one. We started out as a laboratory for electrotechnics in the beginning of the last century, 1902, when the second phase of the Industrial Revolution was being recognized as an essential tool. Those who did not be able to control electricity would not be able to benefit from industrialization and urbanization. That's our origin. So, okay. Well, so should I point to some place? Well, this is our institute. We used to take the picture from this. This is the oldest building on the campus. It's made for high voltage testing. Now we take it from backwards, which is our photovoltaic plant. It provides 1% of the electricity. What happened? Our institute is a small one because it only has graduate programs, 2 on energy graduate program, and the other is in environmental science. But we work together with all the schools of the university which are which can collaborate from the School of Medicine, Economics, Engineering, Physics, to run our program. So we have about only 10 people at the institute, but we have about 50 faculty of whole university working together with us. Because, of course, energy environment and energy society, environmental science is essentially interdisciplinary. So we have undergraduate topics. We have the graduate program on environmental science and on energy, about 100 students in each of them. We have been doing and still do a strong collaboration directly with the industry, because we have been created as a laboratory to support industry, to industrialize, to electrify the country over the last century. We have scientific divisions on the electric power systems, planning, analysis, and energy development. The other is oil, natural gas, and bioenergy technology, mainly based here on shale oil, shale gas, whereas bioenergy in Brazil is very important, as you may know, because of the alcohol program and of biomass as a whole, especially eucalyptus for and the management science and environmental technology, which runs. So these are just some ideas of the main laboratories we have there. I have only 3 minutes left, I know. Site planning, we do here energy conversion storage. That's why I was interested in the batteries before. Photovoltaic, planning, economic, social analysis and assessment, and development of energy resources. Here, this laboratories of the oil and gas is mainly devoted to bioenergy. We have laboratories on biogas there now coming to work. Biogas is very important both to clean up the cities and to provide energy on a distributed way. And the main resource they are still linked to a project with the assessment and the possibilities of shale gas and shale oil in Brazil. And the environmental science, large part of it is still devoted to assessment, public policies, and a little bit of technology development. So that's it for the institute. I guess that's enough. I'm not going to go through this is the details of the graduate program on energy. I'm going to make it available, not to energy, environment, the research line, energy society, renewable sources, integrated resources, planning, demand, and power quality, and develop application of energy technologies. This is details of it. Environmental science, again, research line, energy and society, environmental and society, sustainable development, public policies, energy and society, water resources management. I guess that's it for, there are more details on what they do, several projects, research projects, to have an idea of what we are doing there, but that's it. I guess, again, I thank you for I ran a little bit, but what I can do to make available the files with detailed presentation about the university, about our institute, I have it there, I can get it, about this proposal and the reports we did to do this joint work with Fundação Bariloche for Olade, so that if anybody has more interest. And I'm available here until next Monday to do any personal conversation, personal talk. I have not much to do until Monday, so just to see if I can identify different ideas. When I came here to take my last minute, I had a grander idea, which I thought, since we decided to do the Paris Agreement, G7 proposed to phase out fossil fuels over the next century. I thought that USP and Duke could join together and make an assessment of what the opportunities ensue with such a decision of getting the air below 2 degrees, phasing out fossil fuels, what the challenges are on this thing. But maybe we should start out with the Latin America. That would be enough. Okay? Well, that's it.